Here we are in Chapter 5, Part 1, and I will explain shortly why it's called Part 1. Well, in case you're wondering how come I never appear in front of the camera and what do I look like, here we go. This is me in front of the camera with a chainsaw, and I am trimming a tree. Why am I trimming a tree? Well, we have a fallen tree on our property, which happens from time to time, and this one has enough diameter, both in the part you see and in the part off camera to the right, which is even bigger diameter. So I think I can make some lumber, or mill some lumber out of this tree. And I have this idea of using a piece of lumber logged on our own property and milled in my shop on the greenhouse. I don't know, some spiritual idea like the greenhouse sits on the land and incorporates a piece of wood grown on the land or something like that. My idea for where to put it is in a part of the greenhouse that'll be visible, but not too structural, so I don't need that piece of wood to actually build the greenhouse. And here you can see there's an arrow pointing to where this piece of wood will go, and more about that shortly. So I start by just trimming all the branches and whatnot. These little pieces will be used in the fire. And then this skinny part here is just firewood, so I'm cutting it up in lengths that sort of fit the fireplace. And I go ahead and work my way down the tree, and now I found a section and I've cleaned it up, and this is worth making some lumber from. It's even thicker down to the right, but I'm going to work with this. You can't just run a log into the bandsaw. It would rotate, probably snap the blade, and you wouldn't get a straight cut anyway. You need to connect it to a board reasonably flat that'll act as a guide. So I'm going to screw the log to this board by running screws through the board. And now I have it positioned on the bandsaw with the board up against the bandsaw fence. And I am making the cut. And here we go. So this is the cut that I made with the board as a guide. It looks like sort of straight. And I can now put that flat side down. And I've now made another cut. So I have two sides cut on the bandsaw. And with the square on there, we can see they're sort of square. So with two sort of square sides, I can then remove the board that acts as a guide by just backing out the screws and finish it off. And here's the piece of lumber. You see it's rocking, so I need to find where it doesn't rock so much, if there is such a spot. And so this face is actually pretty good. And what I'm going to do now is put it through the bandsaw again and slice this into two boards. So here are my two boards. They're ready to be put through the jointer, except that they're much too wet, and it will take about a year for these boards to dry. So I'm going to put them in the shed, and I've already marked my calendar for July 2027, where I'll take them out of the shed and mill them into boards that I can use. Meanwhile, that arrow on the diagram will be where one of those boards is going to go. And what I'll do is, when I build the greenhouse, I'll use a temporary board there and attach it with screws so that I can remove it later. And in about a year and a half, I'll substitute the board made from the fallen tree for the board that's on the greenhouse. So Chapter 5, Part 2 will be coming to you summer or maybe fall 2027.